the person I'm giving shine to is someone we've talked a ton about in the last month as well, and that's Paul Skenes, who another just outstanding start, 8 strikeouts, 5 hits, 6 1/3, shutout innings, no walks. The ERA down to 2.43. All the ERA estimators are right there. K- walk rate is like 31% right now, which is just like not quite peak DeGrom, but it's pretty close. Like this is Paul Skenes looks like one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I recently moved him ahead of Jared Jones, who I wrote a little deep dive on earlier this week for CBSSports.com that you can check out. He's having some issues. And the thing to keep in mind about Paul Skenes is after the first 6 starts of Jared Jones's career, we were saying he looks like a top 12 starting pitcher. And then things have kind of not fallen apart, but settled in as more like a mid-3s ERA and a K per 9 guy or K per inning guy. I can't really see Skenes struggling in that way just because we were talking before the show, like he just broke out a curveball today that he had thrown like, I think he had thrown it 6 times entering this start over his first 5 starts. He had thrown it 18 times over his first 5 starts. He goes out and throws it 20 times today. Gets 4 whiffs on 10 swings, gives up one hard hit ball on 4 balls in play, 81.7 mile per hour average exit velocity on that pitch. It's everything about Paul Skenes is completely bonkers right now. Getting tons of whiffs with the fastball. The splitter has been just unbelievable. Entering today's start, 35 plate appearances had ended against his splitter. 11 of them were strikeouts. 2 of them were walks. 2 of them were hits.
Jeez.
And he had, I think, 3 more whiffs with that splitter today. I mean, he pitches for a mediocre team, but in a good home park. The skill set looks ace level. How high is too high to rank Paul Skenes right now?
It's a good question. And I mean, I think the only thing that can get in his way, and this seems obvious for any pitcher that throws 100 miles per hour, is injury. So knock on wood, obviously we do not want that to happen with Paul Skenes, but you mentioned the K- walk rate. I mean, there are updated numbers right now on Fangraphs after today. It's 31% among starting pitchers with 30 innings this season. That is first in baseball. That is the best among starting pitchers with 30 innings. It's better than Flaherty, Crochet, Glasnow, Sale. Those are the pitchers right behind Paul Skenes. With Jared Jones, I think it's a little bit different because he didn't have the prospect pedigree, obviously, and there were concerns about the walks, and we're starting to see that now prop up. And we don't really have those same concerns about the control with Paul Skenes. He has 46 strikeouts to 6 walks, 1.6 walks per 9, and he also gets ground balls, right? Like he does everything you want from a starting pitcher, 51% ground ball rate. It's just, can he stay out of his own way? Can he stay healthy? And can the Pirates stay in it long enough where, if they're out of it entering September, do they just kind of baby Paul Skenes and shut him down at some point? That's not out of the realm of possibility, but on a per inning basis, Paul Skenes is probably going to be a top 12 starting pitcher rest of the
way. I thought about moving him into the top 12. I've got him 17th at starting pitcher in my Roto rankings, which I updated today. But the thing is, it's a logjam in the starting pitcher rankings. You and Scott don't keep overall rankings, but I do for the trade values chart. And Dylan Cease is my number 10 starting pitcher, and he's 34th overall. Paul Skenes is my number 17 starting pitcher. He's 44 overall. So there are 11 spots or 10 spots separating 10 and 17. So like, I kind of just view that as Paul Skenes is an SP1. I don't actually rank him that way, but that is how I view him. And there are just, potentially more than 12 SP1s or however many you want to define that as.
Imagine ranking that guy SP49 when he got called up. Who would have done that? That's crazy stuff.
Look, this is the most hyped pitching prospect since Steven Strasburg, but We have seen extremely hyped pitching prospects fail. We have seen pitching prospects who were not hyped come out of nowhere and become, I mean, Spencer Strider, I believe, was never a top 100 prospect, and he was the best pitcher in baseball for 2 years. So, I think you can. It's fine to hedge your bets, but once we've seen it in action like this, I don't think there's really any reason to doubt Paul Skenes.
Yeah. And last point on Skenes and just the pitching environment in general. And I brought this up maybe a month ago now at this point. I just want really talented pitchers for as long as they are on the mound, right? Like, give me the best pitchers on a per inning basis. I think this season, especially, we've learned that we know nothing about pitcher injuries, especially when guys like Garrett Cole, who have been the most healthy pitchers in his, one of the most healthy pitchers in baseball entering the season, gets hurt. And someone like Tyler Glasnow, who's routinely hurt, I think leads baseball in innings pitched. So it's like, we know nothing, and let's just get as many of those amazing innings while we can. And right now, Paul Skenes is doing exactly that.
And I think there's a difference between like Skenes and even Jared Jones and Luis Heel and
like Garrett Crochet.
And Garrett Crochet, who presumably have some kind of innings limitation, although we don't know specifically what that is. Skenes and Jones, they may, but those guys, I think, both threw more innings last season than Luis Heel had in like the previous 3 seasons. And I think for Garrett Crochet, it's like the previous 5 seasons combined. So I do think if Skenes and Jones stay healthy, I think they're probably going to pitch the rest of the season. And it might just be that they max out at 170 or 175 innings because there are a few 5-inning starts and they pull them out early and this maybe, but like, I think it's unlikely we see a shutdown for Skenes and Jones. I think it is likely for Heel and Crochet.